All right, I got a question at the end of the day on my DDD call. Somebody wanted me to fully explain it, and so here goes. All right, these are 60-minute candles. Let's get the drawing tool going. DDD, 60 minutes in, really had my attention. Okay, now I missed the early move, but I knew I wanted in this one. You can kind of picture a cup and handle there, and really nice volume on this little breakout. So 1 hour in, we've got a nice breakout in progress. I knew I wanted in this thing, and my thinking was, if nothing else today, it might see 55. Okay, this high back here. But I wanted in without chasing, so what I did was looked for an intelligent entry on an intraday basis. Believe me, there were nicer entries earlier, but I didn't notice the 3D phenomena going on today until an hour in. So, and actually, I think this one could see 60 over the coming days, but I'm not a swing trader, so I'm all out. But I'll show you how I traded it, why I called it here. Okay, so 60 minutes. Love the, I felt like it was the beginning of a breakout. All right, so let me show you now on an intraday basis how I came up with the entry call. Okay, now I'm zoomed in on 5-minute candles. You really didn't have what, in my opinion, what you'd call a clean pullback. I mean, you had a nice pop there, all right, and it's still angling up, and then another pop. So to me, this is your first clean pullback. You really didn't have one here, right? It was kind of a little angle upward and still climbing. Okay, so this is the first clean pullback. And then look what happens. Typically, you're going to have people at the 8-period moving average, going in on a 5-minute buy setup on candlesticks, which if they went in here, they probably sold here for a loss. Then you had people saying, oh, it really is going to go this time and buy in here. But I was looking for a retest of that area, okay? Oftentimes, the first pullback on a very strong stock, you watch where it finds some buyers, where it finds support, and that's where I look to buy on the pullback. So as it's coming down here, and this is when I became interested. Matter of fact, let me put a line here. So this area is where I'm looking to find an entry. And now another interesting thing, what I also look for, typically you're going to have a lot of stops right below that first pullback. Okay, so the lows of this first pullback are 53.20. I'm half expecting them to come down below that and take out the stops. If I was really smart, I would have put a bid in, 53.18 or something like that. But I wanted to make sure it turned first. So let me switch to a lower time frame candle here. Okay, here you go using 1-minute candles. And actually, it looked probably like this as it was starting to come down. I typed in the chat room or said over the microphone, can't remember, maybe both, stalking DDD for an entry. Okay, again, looking at this area where it bounced, where the found buyers before. But remember, I'm half expecting it to take out those stops first. So watch what happens. 1-minute candles, and what does it do? Okay, you think, okay, this is where the buyer stepped in. It flushes them out, takes out a lot of stops. I mean, I don't know about a lot of stops, but it certainly took out the stops that were below this last low. And then it starts higher. So I grabbed it long right there. 53.29 is actually where I got filled, and I put my stop below this 1-minute candle, 53.15. So what is that? 14 cents risk on DDD. That's pretty good entry, and that was it. That was the low of the day. I'll switch to 5-minute candles now, and you can come back and see right there is basically where we bought it, and it ended up. And I told everybody I'm looking for a move to 55 today. And I held through lunch just hoping for that move. And then on this push up, I sold most of what I owned over 55. So real proud of that trade. They don't always all work out just like you plan. But this one did. It went down, took out the stops, reversed. I got long and sold most over 55, which is where I was looking. So, $1.70, $1.80, something like that, a share on some of them. Worked out real nice. And I'm going to show you one other thing from NTAP. Just as an example, I want to be clear. I didn't even have this one on watch. Okay, I noticed this after the fact, but I thought, hey, that's such a good chart list. I'm going to put it in a video. All right. This green line here is a 60-minute moving average. If you watch any of my videos, 60-period moving average on 5-minute candles. If you watch any of my videos, you know I love that line. Okay, on the 5-minute chart, and same deal. You had real strong move here. All right, I'm not exactly sure where I left off because I had to answer that phone. I'm sure you had it ringing, but you kind of have the same deal here. You had a strong stock. This is where it found support, and notice what happens. Now, again, I didn't play this one, but it's just such a good lesson. Look what happens. That's where all your stops are, and I'll be darned. You had what we call a stop run and a bounce at the 560, 5-minute candle, 60-period moving average. Believe me, if I'd have had NTAP on a chart, I would have been all over this one. Just taking it on a 5-minute candlestick setup or right at that green line with an arbitrary 20-cent stop, something like that. And, even if you took this on a 5-minute buy setup, 35.55, it went up a buck from there. So, learn that. It happens all the time. Unfortunately, I didn't see that one, but hopefully you'll be able to use some of these techniques going forward. I'm going to quit babbling and we'll talk to you later.